Okay, so this video is going to be on the beginning of my third trimester up until my 32nd week, and then I'll start doing weekly updates from that point, or from that video on, and then separate videos on the hospital bag and her nursery and all that good stuff. So third trimester has been interesting as far as the hip pain that I've been experiencing throughout the whole entire pregnancy. It moved from my hips to the pubic bone is now an issue when I walk, especially when I'm laying down. It's impossible for me to roll over at this point. Sitting sometimes can be kind of a struggle. Back pain if I'm sitting too long or sitting in a position that doesn't really help. Like right now, this is kind of hurting my back, so I'm going to actually get my blanket and kind of give me some support there. So that's definitely a symptom that I started getting in the beginning of my third trimester, was just back pain, more hip pain, pubic bone pain has been a new one. Heartburn has also been pretty intense. I did have an ultrasound, the 3D ultrasound. I actually think I have the pictures here somewhere. I'm probably just going to upload them separately. But, so I'll insert the picture. I think we did it at 29 weeks. Yeah, 29 weeks I believe is when we did her 3D. Actually, the background on my phone is a picture of her. I don't know if you can see that probably. But I'll insert some other pictures that we got from the 3D ultrasound experience, which was awesome. It was so cool to see her yawning and see her eyes open. Was just craziness. She was yawning so much, which is just like me. I yawn all the time. Even before I was pregnant, I'm a yawner. And to see her put her hands everywhere and just having her kick and then being able to see it on the screen was pretty crazy. I think that screen, it was huge. It was just me and my boyfriend. We did invite some other people, but unfortunately no one else could make it. So it was just me and my boyfriend, which was actually kind of nice to experience that moment with him, especially for our first child. Other symptoms during those the beginning of my third trimester is running out of breath. If you can't already tell, I'm almost 34 weeks, but I find myself having a harder time to breathe, especially during Braxton Hicks contractions. I started getting that towards the end of my second trimester, but it wasn't very often. Now it's almost every day. And the only way I can really describe them, it just feels, I mean, of course your uterus is tightening, so that's an obvious, physical thing that you can point out. But for me, I can tell when I'm starting to get, a Braxton Hicks contraction because my diaphragm can't really expand because I'm like throwing my string everywhere. My diaphragm can't really expand because it's, expanding against a ball, a tight ball. So it gets harder and harder for me to breathe. So I kind of have to take really deep breaths and kind of just drink some water or roll over in a different position if it happens when I'm laying down. But I do get them at least once a day. Other things that I've had during the beginning of my third trimester, I don't really know. I think that's it, honestly. I don't really think I've had anything out of the ordinary. Haven't had any. I think I've had maybe one or two contractions where I felt like they were less Braxton Hicks and more like real contractions. And it felt more like gas pains. So I know that in your third trimester, the gas pains can get more frequent because of all the pressure and the expansion of the uterus and everything like that. So again, I'm not really sure if that was a real contraction. It just felt where it was like a dull gas pain to like, okay, this really hurts, it's really uncomfortable, and then it kind of went away. And it happened a couple times, and that's what made me feel like it was possibly, an actual contraction and not just a regular, gas pain. But I talked to my nurse practitioner about it, and she said it could be contractions, it could just be gas pains, you don't really know. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I figured. So that's basically how my third trimester went, or how my third trimester is going, I should say, up until my 32nd week. I didn't have anything else that I put. Let's see, we have our maternity photo shoot booked for June 11th. So I'll be 36 weeks at that point. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too uncomfortable. We're going to plan to do it early in the morning, so that should help. And then, oh, our baby shower is actually going to be on Saturday. So I will be 33 weeks and 6 days. Oh gosh, I'm really bad at that. Let's see. I will be, yes, 33 weeks and 6 days for my baby shower. So I will be uploading videos from that point. I am going to do a 34-week update now, only because I'm almost towards the end of my 33rd week. And I don't really think there's going to be anything else out of the ordinary. And I'm just going to do my baby shower and what I got in a separate video. And then I'll pretty much do my weekly updates from Sunday on at that point. So I'm trying to think if I have anything else. We've been working on her nursery during my 3rd trimester. I believe we started at the beginning of my 3rd trimester. We are going with a gray, white, and gold theme. So we've already painted her walls gray. We just need to do the edges, and kind of do some touch-ups. We already have her crib and her dresser in the living room, still in a box, of course. So we'll be getting that put together next week. And then we'll be ordering polka dot decals to put on one side of her wall. And I have already bought some decorations to go on her wall, and there's still some other things that I need to get. So by the end of next week, so in 2 weeks, her nursery should be done. So I'll be 35 weeks when her nursery should be done. I might have some things that I might add there throughout the time until she gets here. But up to that point, we should have everything put together. So I'll do a nursery tour as well in a separate video from my weekly updates. And yeah, I think that's it. We're slowly but surely getting there. It's so funny. I know a lot of other women who are pregnant that I'm actually in a group with. A lot of them have already either finished their nursery or at least gotten the furniture in there, and we're just like, don't have my bags packed yet. I will film a video on what's in my bag and what's going to be in her bag and her diaper bag and my boyfriend's bag for the hospital. Haven't done that yet though, so we're getting there. We are slowly, I'm like throwing stuff everywhere. We are slowly but surely getting there. And again, if you have any questions, any advice, anything, please leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Bye.